It's totally feasible that that you could lace marijuana with fentanyl.
Feasible, yes, it's possible, but has it happened? Earlier this month, the TBI announced its lab found synthetic opioid fentanyl in several samples of cocaine. Just a few grams of fentanyl can trigger an overdose.
But there's another claim being repeated that fentanyl-laced marijuana is here in Tennessee. 10 News reporter Michael Crow set out to verify if that's actually true. Michael?
And guys, this claim has popped up in a few places and been repeated as fact. So we went to the agencies responsible for fighting the drug epidemic and the labs that test those samples to separate fact from fiction.
Just a few milligrams of fentanyl can cause an overdose. It's what made TBI's discovery of the synthetic opioid in a sample of cocaine so concerning.
Fentanyl is killing more people in Knox County than any other drug.
Retired DEA agent Neil Morgenstern discussed this on Inside Tennessee a few weeks back and was asked about fentanyl in other drugs.
So, and one of the things that I have to get out, and I want to make sure that the students know when I speak to them, is that we have had incidents right here in the state of Tennessee of marijuana laced with fentanyl.
But we wanted to know where, so the Verify team reached out to the TBI and DEA labs, which would be responsible for testing those samples. Both said they've never received a sample of marijuana mixed with fentanyl. Actually, no DEA lab in the country has found one. Morgenstern says his reports of fentanyl-laced marijuana originated from a West Tennessee district attorney, Matthew Stow. He was quoted in August saying it's here in vast quantities. Stow's office was not able to point to a court case involving marijuana laced with fentanyl, and Stow himself did not return calls for comment. And while it's impossible to say some amounts aren't out there, neither lab has found positive samples, so we can verify this claim is false. But Knoxville DEA resident agent Michael Sarhat says that's not the end of the story.
It's totally feasible that you could lace marijuana with fentanyl.
So you're saying it absolutely can happen, just to date it hasn't been found.
That's correct.
But Sarhat and Morgenstern believe the deadly discovery will be the next step of the opioid epidemic.
You know, because it takes such a minute amount to kill somebody, you know, I don't know how else to say it. You know, we are deathly afraid of that ending up in any drug.
Sarhat says it's not a question of if, but when. And when it's here, we'll know.
What's going to be the immediate community impact here?
Well, the immediate community impact is people are going to be dying. Kids are going to start dying, and at some point in time, we're going to start losing kids.
And it's important to note, Sarhat says DEA labs test large bulk samples, and they believe that fentanyl could be added further down the line in smaller amounts. So it is possible that it's out there somewhere. But guys, again, there has been no positive test yet. Back to you.
Michael, thank you. And Sarhat says he recommends talking to your children about opioids and other drugs whenever they're old enough to have their own cell phone, because they're certainly encountering drugs.